we will do our chant. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat standing. Oh, Lord. And actually, as we migrate and find ourselves, find something. It could be a few things. It could be a mug, like a steel mug. It could be, if you have a lacrosse ball, I know Stephanie has one right there. If you have a lacrosse ball, a mug, or a like pillar candle, actually pillar candles will work great. We're gonna roll our feet out on them, and it needs to be something you're not going to break. So, yeah. Another thing could be the edge of a block. So anything like this or like this is good, okay? And let's just wake up the feet. So I'll start on the block. I'm gonna use the side of the block and the edge of the block. I'm just gonna start to roll my foot. If you have a circular, would it be cylindrical object or circular, you can roll forward and back. Just get creative with whatever. And I don't want any like shattered feet, so make sure it's not gonna break on you. But just starting to find some tight spots and like pressing into them, using your body weight to massage into your feet. Ugh. I can't even like do that for 2 seconds. Yikes. Find one foot, move around in it for just a little, like 2 more breaths. And then go ahead and switch sides. Start to find your breath and watch your breath flow in and out. And already with mashing our feet, which is not necessarily comfortable. Notice those moments where you want to retract or pull away. Start to have this be like a microcosm of the macrocosm. Can they stay steadfast in this little moment of discomfort? Stick with it, move through it. So the title of today's class is We Are Going on the Bear Hunt. I'll reveal why. Go ahead and move your object and stand at the top of your mat. Feet are hip width distance apart. Then just start to rock back and forth on your feet, moving to the balls of your feet, moving to the heels of your feet. Again, awakening up the feet just a little bit more. Then go side to side, deviating in the ankle, outer inner edge of the foot. Then start to draw circles clockwise. So balls of the feet, outer inner edge, heel, outer inner edge. Little circles. Ugh. And then go the other direction. And then find yourself firmly planting all 4 corners of the feet. So the inner edge, the ball side toe of the foot, the outer edge, the pinky toe side of the foot, the outer heel, and the inner heel. Try to press all of them evenly down. Bend your knees a lot. Take your fingertips to the outer edges of your heels and walk the outer edges of your heels out until the outer edge lines up with the pinky edge. So for most of us, that's gonna feel slightly pigeon-toed. Cool. Keep your hands there. If you can, if you've got orangutan arms like I do, try to line your forearm with the outer shin and then push your outer shin into your forearms and spin your outer heel into your fingers. You get a little bit more activation in your booty. Okay, keep that. Walk your hands to the insides of your feet and push the inner edges of your calves, your shins, into the forearms. Push the inner heel into your fingertips. You might feel the adductors line up or light up. And then keep all of that as you stand back up. So outer heels pressing out, inner heels hugging in. Feel all of that activation as you start to pull from the floor. As if you're a tree, you're pulling nutrients up. Start to drag that energy up your legs, up into your belly, drawing the shoulders down the back until we finally arrive 14 minutes later at Tadasana. Firm your quads. Have an activation at your belly, your navel center. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Close your eyes. Stand as tall and as strong as a 100-year-old oak tree. It has, no disease, or it's solid. And just pause here, moving from periphery, so the fingertips, the toe tips, the crown of the head. Feel the energy swirling at those outer edges of your being. And then draw in towards the core. So almost like you're watching electrical currents. Feel that energy pull from your toes, pull from your fingers, pull from the crown of the head, all the way up into the heart. And take a deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. Beautiful. You can stay standing if you'd like, or we'll come to seated for our invocation of our practice. Trying to find the same lengthened spine if you arrive at seated. The invocation is the Anusara mantra or invocation, and it calls to us the reminder of our grace. That we're on this journey because we're supposed to be. That we were made with enough strength, with enough grit to handle whatever comes our way in whatever way we choose to handle it. So give yourself grace in your practice today to be steadfast with however you choose to navigate the path. Take a deep breath in and a steady breath out. Join in if you know it. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Vishvavanchaya Shantaya Nirlambaya Tejase. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale for the sound of Om one time. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bow your chin toward your chest. Take a moment to set a sankalpa, perhaps repeating the one you started at the beginning of the year, or setting one in order to chart your course. Inhale, let the belly fill. Exhale, gently release. Go ahead and make our way onto our backs. And we're gonna start in tree pose. So as you come onto your back, first find that Tadasana that we all found to begin with. So feet hip width distance, you might tuck your chin towards your chest to make sure the inner and outer edges of the feet are even, that the outer heel lines up with the pinky edge side of the foot. And then as you're ready, lay your head back down. Pull your right knee into your chest and just draw little circles on the ceiling with your right knee. I'm stealing this next move directly from Jeremiah's class on Tuesday morning because it was so brilliant. We're going to come into tree pose on the ground. So using the feedback of the floor to help us find our tree. So take your right knee out to the side, bring your right foot as high up as it can go on your left leg. And then take your hands to your hip creases. You might even look down. So for me, I already have my right hip is elevated from my left. So if that's true for you, I want you to go to the place where you can get your hips level. And what I'm noticing about this is that I can't. I cannot do that because even if I try to get them level, my hip is externally rotating, so it has a slight lift and a change in the structure. So I have long since given the cue, try to level your hips. I want you to go ahead and debunk that for yourself, that they won't be level because one is externally rotated. But do your best to get flat across the pelvis and as level as possible, and then see if your right knee can come to the ground. If not, we may have some hip work, mobility work to do, and you may just have a shallow hip socket or whatever, and that's okay too. So this should be about what the tree pose is going to look like standing up. We might have more activation in the leg, but just breathe into this here. Memorize it too, because when we flip it upside down, it'd be harder to recognize. One more breath. Go ahead and slide that right leg down into Tadasana. Take Tadasana on your back, toes pointing to the sky, legs activated, all four corners of the feet pressing evenly towards an imaginary floor. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, keep your right leg activated, pull your left knee into your chest, and then start to move your left knee around, really moving through the left hip socket, finding any crunchy bits in there. And then taking the left foot into your tree pose. Same thing here, you might lift the head, look at the pelvis. So for this one, my left leg seems to be 14 times heavier than my right. My hip opens up, so just observing what's different about yours. Doesn't have to be the same, just observe. And then let yourself rest back down. Feeling that hip open up, trying to get the left knee to the ground. Some of you may have access to that, others may not, just observe. Keep your right leg toned. Breathe. Last deep breath here. Good. And then inhale, point your left knee to the sky. Plant your left foot on the ground. This time take your right foot, mirror your left. Take your hands down to or toward your ankles. If you can touch your feet, push the outer edges of your feet like we did standing into the hands. And then bring your hands to the inside of your heel, push your heels into your hands again. And find that same activation of both pressing out and in equally. Spread through the ball and pinky toe side of the foot. Bring your hands now down by your sides. Pinch your shoulder blades together. On an inhale, lift your hips, coming into Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. If you couldn't touch your heels, just imagine that you could. So you're keeping that activation. Take your hands to your outer thighs and push your outer thighs into your hands. If you can reach, which it's a stretch for me and I've got long arms, so maybe just pantomime, but if you can, bring your hands to your inner thighs and same thing. So we're activating the legs out, in, and then take your hands to the fronts of your thighs, the fronts of your hips, and drag your pelvis long. Try to move your hip bones to your knee bones. Try to move your sternum to your chin and then tip your chin towards the sky. Take a deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. Lovely job. Go ahead and lower yourself down. And then we're going to rock up to seated. Right foot will be in front of left. So we're in a modified Siddhasana. So left heel is close to the pubic bone. Right foot is in front of the left foot. Inhale, take your hands up and overhead. Exhale, reach forward into just a gentle hip stretch for the right hip. You may feel in the left, you may feel in the low back. I feel the low back a lot today. So wherever you're feeling it, breathe into it. So I've read my kids this story since Magnolia was born called Bear Hunt. We were going on a bear hunt. And the little chorus of the story goes, you can't go over it, you can't go under it, you've got to go through it. And that is our hot take on steadfastness today. We've got to go through it. On your next inhale, roll yourself onto hands and knees. Your feet will spin back. Come right into cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly towards the earth, look up. Exhale, arch the spine, cat. Do that 2 more times. As you come back to neutral spine, make sure your wrists are right underneath your shoulders or slightly wider. And same thing as we did in Tadasana, now on our hands. Start to find all corners of your hands. So do some little circles to warm up through the wrists. As you come forward, you might claw the mat a little bit with your fingers. And then going back the other direction. Finding all the corners of your hand that they can balance on, foreshadowing. And then come to a neutral again. Find yourself equally placed between your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes underneath you. Transition the weight from your knees to your toes as you lift your knees 1 inch over the mat. Firm across your belly. Try to have a slight cow tilt, so tailbone is in neutral position. Hold here. So let's have a little mini golf session of the big golf of steadfastness. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You got to go through it. Hang here for 3. Tighten across your navel 2. And 1. Beautiful job. Go ahead and cross right ankle behind left. Sit yourself back. Left heel will be in front of right for the other side. Inhale to reach your arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Breathing deeply into your hip. This would be a great time to adjust your top knot if you're like me and didn't zhuzh properly. No zhuzhing. So zhuzh here because we're about to get going. Last deep breath. And then rolling forward into that tabletop position. This time, let's take a little, I call it naughty kitty. I'm sure that's the Sanskrit. You're going to swing your right hip towards your right shoulder and look over. You can wink. It very advanced is to wink with your right eyeball only at your right butt cheek. And then you're going to swing your left hip towards your left shoulder, wink with your left eye. Just warming up the side body. Oh. Do it 1 more time each side. Winking, advanced. Good, come back through center. Left hand comes to the center of the stance. Find all 4 corners of the hand, right hand behind the head. Inhale to lift your spine, lift your gaze. Exhale, tap your right elbow behind your left wrist, really revolve. Inhale, reach your right arm or right elbow high. Exhale, tap. 1 more, inhale, reach. Exhale, tap. Good work, inhale, reach. Switch sides. Right hand replaces left, left hand to the back of the head. Inhale to stretch up. Exhale, tap elbow behind wrist. Inhale to stretch up. Exhale, tap. One more time. Inhale to stretch up. Exhale, tap. Very nice. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, palms plant, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Mine somehow went wider in that process. Good. Firm across your belly. Spread through all corners of your hands. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees. Hold. Try not to move into a cat back. Stay neutral, which will suck more because you got to use more of your core and less of your shoulders to rely on it. Start to walk your left foot back about an inch. Start to walk your right foot back about an inch. Keep your knees hovering an inch over the mat. Walk your left foot out an inch. Walk your right foot out an inch. You should be almost to straight legs. Keep your belly hugging in. Keep your knees hovering over. Left leg fully extends. Right leg fully extends, plank pose. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You gotta go through it. Hang here for 3. Tighten across your belly for 2. 1. Exhale, press your hips high, downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. Look to the top of your space. Step your feet to meet your hands. Uttanasana, forward fold at the top of the mat. Try to drive your belly button to your knees. So see if you can create the space in your navel to lengthen and broaden. And then from that place, lift your hips only as far as you can keep your belly connected to your thighs. Really stretch long to the whole posterior chain of your body by dragging the belly button closer to your knees, dragging now the soft palate of your mouth. So think about the dome at the top of your mouth. Can you stretch it towards the tops of your feet? One more breath here. Inhale, sweep the arms wide, come all the way to standing. Palms will touch overhead and exhale, hands to heart center. Nice job. I am now warm. Let's begin our little flow, which will build each round in complexity. So be steadfast with what you showed up for today. The Gita also says, doing somebody else's dharma well is worse than doing your own dharma poorly. So do your dharma. Do what brings you stability. If that means everything I say, great. If that means you got to go your own way, you can go your own way. You know. Okay. So turn to face the long edge of your mat. Find Tadasana again. Find all 4 corners of the feet. Find that traction of the heel out and in. Outer edge of the heel is lining up with the pinky toe side of your foot. Keep the front of your pelvis broad as you externally rotate through your right leg. I won't be mirroring you, sorry. And come into a little baby tree. I just planted a peach tree in my yard. It looks like this, little baby tree. Okay, so broad across the waist. You may find that your right hip is already starting to do something different. That's okay. Just what we don't want is it behind the left hip line. So it's trying to fight to stay in line with the right. Firm your left butt cheek. Take your left hand to your left butt cheek, touch your own butt cheek, permission to touch yourself. You can grope yourself if you have your own consent. Make sure that the left butt cheek is activated. Bring your left hand to your left quadriceps. Make sure the left quadriceps are activated and look down and make sure all 4 corners of your feet are spread on the mat. Now with all of that activation, like you're drawing water up into the trunk of your tree, you're gonna start to pick your right heel up and drag your right heel close to your right ischial tuberosity or sitting bone, and then exhale, slide it back down. So if you did ballet as a child, you might be having a reflective response to this. I'm so sorry. Do it a few more times and keep getting interested, getting curious about both the standing leg and the hamstrings of the right. So it requires our hamstring, like a marionette, to pull the heel up. Good, let's do this next one and bring the right knee into the right hand, the left hand on the hips. You're like a floating tree. It's like a, I don't know what it is. It's like a bonsai, I'm not sure. And so hold here. And then you can place that foot as high as it will go, giving your hamstrings a little release, your hip a little release. First, standing Vrikshasana, deep breath in. and out. Good, arms are gonna come out to a T. Separate the foot without using your hands. On your next inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, bend the knee to 90. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, bend your knee to 90. Stay with it. Inhale, stretch it long, keep it there. Jump it to the other edge of your mat, setting up for warrior two. Okay, so readjust your stance. Bend as deeply into your right knee as you are capable of at this time in the morning, this day in your practice. Bring your thumbs to your sternum. Make sure your elbows are in line with your shoulders. And then slice the air with your hands, coming into Virabhadrasana 2 arms. Take your gaze over your right middle finger. Steady your breath. And be right here. Flip your right palm, inhale. Exalt it back, exhale. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands behind you as you upright your torso, interlace your hands, and exhale, dive the right shoulder to the inner right knee. Squeeze the heels of the hands towards each other, press your right knee back, stretch through your right hip. Think about all 4 corners of your left foot still maintaining contact. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, hands release. Start to toe heel your right foot more towards the right edge of the mat. Pick your left foot up and step it in 1 to 2 feet, squaring your hips. Feet are parallel from one another, not on the same line. And then inhale, drag your belly towards your knee. Reach your sternum towards that new front edge of your mat. Exhale, fold over your legs. Parsvottanasana, breathe here. Again, think about navel coming to knee, soft palate coming to top of the foot. Last deep breath. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Soft bend in the right knee, step your left leg back, lower your left knee. Keep your left toes tucked as you melt your hips forward, pubic bone towards your right heel, but then charge the legs. Pull your right heel and left knee towards each other as you inhale, take your arms up. Anjaneyasana, and then exhale, peel the elbows down and back, broadening across the chest, firm across the front of the ribs. Inhale here. Drag up through the left hip flexor to create more space and stretch. Exhale, sit a little lower in the front thigh. One more inhale. Beautiful job. Exhale, left hand comes down, left knee comes right underneath the left hip as you step your right foot back for supported side plank. Take the right arm up and overhead. 3 breaths here. Keep fighting for all 4 corners of that back right foot. One more breath. Open up through your hips. Press your hips towards that long edge of your mat. Exhale, right hand comes down. Right toes tuck, left toes tuck. Plank pose. Inhale. Either lower with as much strength and stability as you can, or hover and hold in chaturanga for 3. You can't go over it, you can't go under it for 2. You gotta go through it for 1. Exhale, everyone lower to your belly. And then inhale, curl your left heel towards your left sitting bone. Exhale, lower down. Keep a gentle back bend in your upper spine so you're not totally collapsed. Inhale, curl your right heel to your right sitting bone. Exhale, lower down. As if you were gonna pull your heels to your seat, keep your legs long, and inhale, drag your heart forward, cobra. So as if you could pick those feet up, keep that activation, trying to shorten the back body length and the front body. Inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. Let's go to the other side. So, all 4 corners of your right foot. Tone your right quadricep, tone your right butt cheek. Permission to touch yourself. as you externally rotate your left leg, coming into your baby tree. Palpate your hip points, make sure they are as level as they're going to get. Think back to laying on the ground. And then as you're ready, I think we did about 6, drawing the heel towards the sitting bone of the left. So if you take your hand down there into your hamstrings, you might feel the activation. It's not like you're deadlifting 200 pounds, unless your leg is 200 pounds, then it's relative because you're used to that. But you're just firing these muscles subtly. You're gonna hold there as you come to the top, left hand to your left knee, fire those muscles, and then guide the foot as high as it can go into your right inner thigh, Vrikshasana, tree pose. Hold here, hands can be where they need to be. On your next inhale, extend your arms out into a T. Start to separate your left leg, 3 kicks as you inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. The leg might be down here, that's okay. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. One more, inhale, extend. Keep reaching, big hop. Warrior 2. And once you find your warrior 2 today, try not to fidget. Thumbs can come to the sternum, slice the air, then stay there. Steadfastness sometimes looks like steadiness, looks like holding your ground, not fixing your shirt, not zhuzhing your hair, but just being right here. Flip your left palm, inhale. Right arm down the right leg, side bend, exhale. Inhale back through center, interlace the non-dominant clasp, re-anchor through your feet. Exhale as you kick your knuckles back, left shoulder to left inner knee. Breathe. Last breath. Release the hands down. Toe heel your left foot towards the left edge of your mat. Step your right foot in about 1 foot to 2 feet, squaring the hips. Inhale to lengthen, think navel to kneecap. Exhale to fold over the leg. Keep pulling the inner thighs towards one another. Breathe. Last deep breath here. Soften into your left knee to step your right foot back, lower your right knee down. Keep the right toes tucked. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, as you melt the hips, keep activation in the legs. So there's a push and a pull as you drag the elbows back and down. Anjaneyasana. Keep drawing in like a tree. Pulling that energy from your periphery, from your toe tips all the way up into your core. And then use that to create stability in the pose as well as depth. So it's pulling back into the core, calling ourselves back to our core. One more breath. Exhale, hands down. Right knee comes directly underneath the right hip, right hand directly underneath the right shoulder. As you step your left foot back, supported side plank. Think about tree here in the hips. So open the hips like tree pose. Express across the front of the pelvis and then take the left arm up. 3 breaths. Last breath. Exhale, take the left hand down, tucking the toes, sending the right leg back. Plank pose, firm across your belly. Either lower on a count of 3 or exhale, come to chaturanga and hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower down, nice job. This time, lift yourself up into baby cobra. Bend your right knee, use your hamstrings, reach your right hand back and grab your right foot. Extend your left arm forward, coming into a variation of bow pose. You can lift the left arm and the left leg if you want more. As you stretch your right arm forward, keep your right heel close to your seat. and then switch. You can either come down for that or stay lifted, bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand, pull the foot in. Help it, lift up, and then see if you can maintain the heel to the seat. As you reach the left arm back forward, release, hands come down into full cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Good work. Adding on, stepping back to the top of the mat. Tadasana in the legs. Left leg is firm, left glute is firm. All four corners of the foot are intact. Right heel comes to inner left leg. And then just 3 of these this time as you pull the heel to the sitting bone, draw it back down. You might even drag it up the leg. Pull the heel to the sitting bone, draw it back down. This last one, pull the heel, bring the foot up. Whoop. This time, take the elbows out like Anjaneyasana. We're going to start to tip the elbows forward, the wrist back as we take the heart, the whole rib cage up and back. Okay, so think Anjaneyasana, but in tree. Cling steadfast with dispassion to your left leg. If you fall out, give yourself grace and come in again. Breathe. Inhale to lift back up, arms out to a T. Straighten the right leg. This time, just hold it there. 3. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. 2. You got to go through it. 1. Take it all the way to the front of the mat. Virabhadrasana 2. Maybe you like the splice thing. Hold. What does it look like to go through it? What do you have to do mentally to go through it? What do you have to do physically? Changing it up this round. Start to turn your left heel in, your left toes out until you come into goddess. Let's lower the arms for a second and stretch through the groin. Little shift of the weight side to side, pressing the knees back, opening up across the adductors. If you were in my noon class this week, these might be familiar. So we are going to do a little moment of jumping. So if you have downstairs neighbors, you can apologize to them from me. We're going to be crossing the legs in front of one another, switching. So I'm showing with my arms because it's exhausting to demo. We're going to do this for 30 seconds. So go ahead and sit back in your goddess squat. Arms out. Find some steadfastness in your brain and go. Try to cross your ankles, your whole leg. You'll notice I'm getting like a triple bounce to make it happen. You've got 15 seconds left. Stay with it. Go through it. Ooh. Use those adductors. You got 5 more seconds. God, what about it? Last one. Woo! Good job. Straighten your legs. Nice. Turn yourself to face your right leg. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, reach forward. Parsvottanasana, great job. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look beyond your right foot, soften your right knee, and lift your left leg, coming into standing splits. Dial the toes down intentionally. We're going to move in and out of standing splits to half moon. So you might need a soft bend in your right knee, you might need a prop on your right hand. As you start to peel the left hip open, slowing your breath down. Woo! Sweating like a sinner in church. Square your hips. And then inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, square the hips. One more time, inhale, lift it back up. Stay here. Bend your left knee. Start to reach your left foot towards your right thigh. Firm your right leg like tree, because we're going to stand up and see if we can arrive at tree pose. Might not be perfectly squared. Just play with that. One more breath here. Now to come back, you can just reach into Ardha Chandrasana or grab your left ankle as you depart your left foot from your right leg, reaching your right hand back down, coming into bound half moon or sugarcane bow pose. Roll the left shoulder open, kick the left foot into the hand, deep breath in. Oh, that was fun. Exhale, slowly release, reach it back, drop your left knee down. Inhale to take the hands now behind you, bring them to your sacrum as you drag the sacrum down, and then exhale, open the chest, take the elbows long, extended. Pull your shoulder blades together, back bend. Inhale here. Exhale, release, great job. Left hand comes to the inside of the right foot. Two options. One is to bring yourself back to supported side plank. Two is to come into full Vashisthasana. So left toes tuck, outer left foot comes to the ground as I step my right foot on top of my left. Option to stay here, or yet again, tree pose. Doop. You can't go under it. You can't go over it. Whatever you've got to go through it. Take your right hand down if you're in tree. Keep tree. Let's come to chaturanga or lower for 3, 2, 1. If you're in tree with your leg, lower yourself all the way down. Inhale, come up into cobra. Curl both heels to your seat. Reach your arms back. And then exhale, grab your feet. Dhanurasana bow pose. Hold for 3. Kick into your feet, lift your heart 2. 1, nice job. Exhale, release. You might windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And then tuck your toes, lift yourself back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. If you need child's pose, feel welcome to take it here. 2 more breaths. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful job. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. Other side from your right leg. Turn your left heel out. Pause here. Just 3 of these. On your inhale, you'll drag your heel close to your sitting bone. Exhale, place it back down. Doing that 2 more times. You might do this going up the seam of your leg, which I actually think is harder. Once you arrive in your Vrikshasana, elbows out like our first round of Anjaneyasana. Elbows tip forward, wrists go back. Try to shorten across the front rib points. Breathe. Try to pull the energy from your periphery to your core, as if you're like contracting the lightning in the air to help you create some steadfastness, some stability. 1 more breath. Inhale to rise back up. Taking the arms out, this time just holding the left leg out for 3. Firming your right standing leg 2. 1, leg goes all the way to the top of the mat. Warrior 2. Hold. Turn your, straighten your left leg for a second, turn your right heel in so they mirror each other. Goddess squat. We're gonna do, again, 30 seconds to get those inner thighs online. Here we go. Jumping your legs, trying to cross at the midline. Don't think about it, don't add a comment. Just do it. If you need rest, don't sit there and think, I suck, I suck, I suck. Just do it. You've got 15 more seconds. Breathe. 5 seconds. Oh God. And rest. Nice job. Turn to your left toes. Pull your right heel in. Inhale to stretch the arms up. Nice exhale as you fold. Over that leg. Slow your breathing down. Starting to shift the weight and the gaze forward. Standing splits, intentionally dial the right toes down. Keep the hips square. Bring your left hand to a block if you need it. Otherwise, start to externally rotate to the right leg. Lift your right arm up, inhale. Come back down into standing splits as you exhale. 2 more times. Inhale to lift up. Firm your back leg. Exhale, come back down. 1 more time. Inhale to lift up. Curl your right heel towards your sitting bone. Externally rotate through your leg more. Start to stand it up. Bring that right foot to your left inner thigh. Try to find some steadfastness in a wobbly situation, precarious situation. Breathe. Stabilize with your breath. And we're going to go back. Maybe your right hand grabs your right foot as you slowly inch yourself back. Sugarcane bow pose. Kicking the right foot into the hand. Broadening across the chest, not losing the contraction of the abdomen. 1 more breath. Really nice job. Let that go. Step it back. Lower the right knee. Anjaneyasana, hands come behind you. Lift out of your pelvis for a second. Non-dominant clasp, hugs in. Drag your tailbone down. Sit yourself low. Maybe kick the knuckles back. Open up. Breathe. Inhale to rise up. Right hand will come down, either supported side plank, so right knee will need to come under the body, or tuck the right toes, spin the right foot down, either stacking the feet or stepping left foot to right groin, tree pose, in Vrikshasana. Slowly come to plank. If you have tree, maybe you keep it. Lowering down for 3 or holding chaturanga. 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down. Nice job. Come into Shalabhasana, locust pose. So forehead down, fingertips back, palms up. Inhale to lift, chest, head, feet, and curl in the air. See if simultaneously you can grab your feet, lift your legs, hold. 5, 4, 3. Can't go over it. 2, can't go under it. 1, lift a little higher. You got through it. Nice job. Slowly lower down. Take the hands into a little pillow. Bring your left ear to the pillow. And just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Great job. Go ahead, switch where your gaze is. And lengthen your legs back out. And roll onto your, actually take your right leg out for a second and come into tree with yourself prone. So try to bring the right foot to the inner left leg. Try to roll the right hip down. You might get a nice stretch there. Straighten the right leg and switch sides. Inhale to lift back up. Let's go ahead and roll onto our backs. Coming into hollow body. So lift your legs up to the ceiling. Press your low back down into the earth. Take your arms up and overhead and extend through the wrist. So middle finger will likely touch the ground or whatever longest finger you have. And then come down with your feet only to the point where your low back stays connected, and then pick your shoulders and your head up, hollow body. Hold here. Pull your left leg in to touch your right tree pose and hollow body. Inhale. Exhale, stay hollow body, straighten other side, right leg in towards left. Inhale. Exhale, straighten, hold hollow body, 3. You can't go over it, but you gotta go through it, 2. Shake and bake, baby, 1. Exhale, release. Nice job. Roll to one side and pause. All right, so we're gonna work on handstand. If that is not interesting to you, not where you're at today, then I want you to go through the sequence again on your own. You can mute me and then return to us. When we're done, going through the sequence on your own, playing around, adding on, there's definitely areas where you could add more, play more. If you want to come with me, I'm first going to go through just handstand for those of you that want to work on handstand, and then I'm going to work on handstand tree pose. So Adho Mukha, Vrikshasana. So yeah, if this is not interesting to you, go ahead, start moving through the flow again. If it is, come along with me. So if you're new to handstand, you'll want to be at a wall. Use that with caution, because the longer we practice at the wall, the longer it takes to get away from the wall. It's kind of an equal part problem, so it helps, but it also hurts. Another great option is to do this with an armchair or a bed. So when you fall over, it's a little bit riskier, but it teaches you more about like how far is too far, that kind of thing, without totally breaking you. So if you're gonna work on handstand, today we're gonna work split leg entry. So you'll need to come to standing split. So let's do that first. Right leg will be down, left leg will be up. And soften your right knee as much as you need to get your palms on the ground. I want you to think all the way back to the beginning of our practice, where we worked on anchoring to the 4 corners of our hands. Do that now. And then what I want you to do today is kick your left leg, keeping it entirely straight the entire time, and try to pull your right knee to your nipple, your right heel to your butt. So it might look like that. It might look like that. So try about 5 hops. Left leg stays entirely straight. Right knee to nipple, right heel to butt, 5 hops, or if you are a handstander, try to hold it. And try to hold the right heel into the seat, right knee to the nipple. Oh, God. Not today, huh? And then you switch sides. So left leg will be down. Right leg will be up. There's always one problem, child. This one's mine. 4 corners of the hands anchored. Right leg stays ramrod straight. Left knee to the nipple, heel to butt. I've learned a lot about steadfastness and handstands. You just gotta keep chipping away at it. It's not going to be perfect. Likely any time, every time. All right, so once you've done that, take a moment, shake out your wrists, pull on your wrist joint, let it go, maybe come back to the interlacing and stretching. If you want to try tree, you could go to a wall and do that for sure. If you have a handstand practice, let's keep it in the middle of the room. And really, it's just about knowing where you're going. So before you go into it, visualize what does tree look like. What if I were to flip it upside down? Because really, it's not much different than the entry we just did. Knee to nipple, heel to butt. Only now, oh God, I'm having to externally rotate that leg instead of keeping the hip just flexed and neutral, okay? So we're gonna try one more time, either the kick-ups, knee to nipple, heel to butt, or see if you can think like that, but imagine a tree in the air and get that foot to your inner thigh. And if you're real lucky, you get stuck there. And now I don't really want to come down, but I will, because I'm going to come watch y'all. So, play, handstand. Don't kick your fur, children. Or your real, maybe kick your real, I don't know. Langston handed me raw dog shit the other day, so kicking him felt like a natural response. Don't report me. Nice, Dre. Keep those arms. Widen your hands a little bit, Danny. Just a little bit wider, yeah. Great, Megan. Yes, Megan kid. Try to firm across your ribs again. Kevin, you should be a prima ballerina. That's all I'm going to say. Such graceful lines. Nice, Rachel Miller. Beautiful. You guys, great job. Beautiful, Janine. Beautiful, Stephanie. Oh, I would go to the ballet of Kevin and Janine's. If you'll put on a ballet, I'm there. You've got my ticket. Is it helpful to point or flex the straight leg? Danny asked me. I think it just, all you need is tension. So point or flex, but make a choice. Also, your bridge pose question, I have the same thing. Try to widen your stance. Don't have your legs so narrow. Okay, when you're done with that, be done with that. Give it up. I guess as Michael Jackson would have said though, don't stop till you get enough. Come on. If you're still flowing, take your time. Beautiful, Dre. If you're done, you're done. Excellent job. Let's go ahead and sit down. Let's complete the cycle of a million trees. You know, part of my hope for this is that by doing a million trees in our flow, we'll plant a million trees in the world. I'm planting a fig tree today. It's going to be a lit summer, you guys. So 2 options here. We're either going to come into Jani Shirshasana, which looks a heck of a lot like tree, or if you'd like to work on your lotus pose, we can do that too. So if you have Jani Shirshasana, one leg will extend, the other foot will come into the groin, and you'll fold. If you'd like to work lotus, this is highly dangerous for the knee. So if you have bad knees as it is, this is just not for you, and it's okay. If it's for you, you're going to point through the toes of the bent knee, take the leg out, close the knee joint as firmly as possible, and slide the foot over the leg, coming into lotus, okay? If you're in lotus, the same arm as leg is going to wrap around, trying to grab for the foot. Again, I have monkey arms, so don't read into this. If your knee is floating, probably best to put it down, but you can also put a block on it if you're really determined. And then we're gonna fold. If you have the bind, the arm that is not bound takes you into the fold. If you're not bound, both arms go over the leg. Once you come into your fold, take a deep breath in and out. Again, deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Inhale to lift back up. If you're in lotus, you exit the way you came in reverse. So I take the foot off, I send the knee out to the side, then I open the knee joint and switch sides. So coming to the other side, either Janu Shirshasana or I think this is called Triangamukha Baddha Paschimottanasana. Find your fold, find your pose. If you feel any strain in the knee, it's not, literally not ever worth it. And I feel so now, so I'm gonna stop. Inhale to rise back up. Those of you in half lotus, take the leg out with great care. Shake the legs. Two options before we start to really rest. The first will be Upavishta Konasana. So if you're looking for more, if that jumping exercise was just absolutely terrifying and it tore your leg zone up, then come into Upavishta Konasana. Forward fold, you could go to a wall, put your feet up the wall. We did a lot of heart opening. Tree pose is sort of a hip opener, kind of. So I feel, and we did shoulder work, so I feel pretty warm to do wheel. If you want to work wheel, that would be the alternative. So make the choice that is right for you. If you need leg stretching, Upavishta Konasana. If you need heart opening, let's come on to our backs. We'll start in bridge pose. And then from bridge, fingers flip by the shoulders, keeping the hips lifted, rolling to the crown of the head. As you inhale, pressing yourself up. And thinking about those four corners of the feet. And then breathing in whatever stretch you have. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You gotta go through it. Exhale to slowly release. If you're in Upavishta Konasana, bring the legs together. And let's all come on to our backs. Taking our legs into constructive rest, feet as wide as the mat. Knees will knock in toward one another. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Breathe in deeply. Sigh out fully. Breathe in deeply. Sigh out fully. And allow your breath to move from manual to automatic. As you are ready, start to unfold your body into our final resting pose. Take time to set this up. If you need a sweater, a block, additional postures, If you would like to have silence for a few minutes, about 3 to 5 minutes, then mute me. If you would like to have something to consider while you rest, keep me unmuted, and I'm gonna just guide us today through some questions as we rest. Begin to tune into the flow of your breath. Gazing in wonder at your manifest grace. That you are here for a reason. And whether you understand that reason or not, the process, path, and culmination of yoga is to actively engage the journey. Yoga, as defined by the Bhagavad Gita, is skillfulness in action. So why we're here might be the thing we solve the whole time we're here. But to move methodically through each action as skillfully and consciously as possible. Once we get started on the path, whatever that looks like, holding steadfast to our journey. Come what may, no matter what, you can't go over it. You can't go under it. You've got to go through it. On your next breath in, begin to engage a bit more. Reactivate your breathing. Continue to activate that breathing until you are working with your breath again. As you work with your breath again, now animate from core to periphery as the breath becomes more active. Feel that travel into your fingertips, your toe tips. And then starting to gently move that into your knees, your ankles, your wrists, your elbows, until you come up to a comfortable seated posture. And let your eyes come to a heavy close. We're going to move through a mantra meditation today. The mantra is so hum. We'll do several rounds of it. So hum means I am that. I am that. So whatever we are trying to, come into union with, whatever we are being steadfast with, the commitment, the journey, whatever. The mantra, I am that, so hum, is to help us reclaim that unity and find a rhythm with it. So again, eyes closed, or if you're more comfortable, just a soft, gazeless gaze. Take a deep breath in and out. You can join in out loud or simply repeat it at your third eye. So hum, 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 so hum.
Draw your hands back to your heart center. Bow your chin toward your chest. Bow reverently to whatever path you're on, whatever brought you to your mat today. Whatever it is you need to hold fast to, steadfast, in order to create stability in a wobbly world. As you inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye. Namaste, in its simplest form, means the light in me honors and acknowledges the light in you. Bowing forward to seal your practice. Namaste.